Hey guys, welcome back to SheKnows. We are here with Matt Lanter, who is starring on CW's new show Star-Crossed, premiering Monday, February 17th at 8 p.m.
Ooh.
Super stoked. Do you think you guys are going to take over the CW fans? Like Vampire Diaries has no chance?
I don't know. That's a pretty huge comparison. Vampire Diaries. They're so successful. So I don't know. I think if we can get a little bit of their fandom, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, well, forget about the vampires and werewolves for right now, because we're talking aliens. So you are playing an alien. How do you even approach playing an alien character not knowing anything about aliens?
Well, that's actually kind of the cool part because we haven't established these Atrian people in any way, shape, or form on any TV or movie or anywhere. So we kind of get to do whatever we want to do with them and establish them however we want to. And so for me, that means that I can kind of play Roman how I want to play him. Of course, with assistance of the writing and the producers and everything like that. But we get to have full reign over the creativity of who these people are.
So I saw in a previous interview that you were talking about, like, how do aliens tie their shoes?
Yeah.
Was there anything specific that you gave your character to portray this alien-like person?
Well, the thing about Roman is that they're actually not too far off from humans. I mean, it needs to be that way because we need a romance to be believable. So my main goal was really just making Roman, I guess, true to the character that they wrote. I also wanted to make Roman different than Liam, who I'd played on 90210 for 5 years, because I know a lot of the same audience is going to be watching, probably. So I wanted to make the character different.
We're going to talk about that, how
Okay.
it compares to 90210. But
Okay.
first, like you said, it already seems like your character is very similar to humans. But what are the differences between these Atrians, it's Atrians,
Yeah,
right,
Atrians,
and
yeah.
the humans?
Some of the main differences that we know right now, because as we go on in the series, more things come out, more kind of cool secrets and things that they can do or can't do or whatever. Right now, we know that they've got these tattoos-looking things. They're actually more like birthmarks than tattoos. Each Atrian has their own unique individual markings on their bodies. Our producer has said this, so I know I can say it without getting in trouble. We can breathe through our skin.
Okay.
So that's kind of a cool thing that the tattoos do. There's a lot of cool visual effects as well that kind of go along with that. Atrians have 2 hearts. Atrians have 2 sets of lungs. They have a lot of allergies. They age quicker.
So like you said, this is a romance story as well. And we know that your character is going to be hooking up with Emery. It's obvious. It's going to happen.
That's pretty obvious.
It's pretty obvious. How long is it going to take for this relationship to blossom?
Well, so throughout the season, that's kind of one of our main conflicts is that it can't blossom. That's where Roman's super conflicted and Emery as well, is that they want to be together and they feel like they're destined to be together, but they can't be because of everything that's going on around them. Like if love were only so easy, and especially for these two, where they've got the weight of the world on both their shoulders. They've got hate groups within humans and the Atrians that want to wipe out the other race. So, I mean, Roman's really conflicted as to whether to do the right thing for his people or whether to do the right thing for himself and for love. It's all there.
It's all there.
We'll see.
Okay, so Emery's best friend is
Julia,
obsessed with
yeah.
Atrians.
She is.
And it kind of maybe seems like she might develop a crush on your character. Do you think we'll be seeing that? Am I pretty much telling the future? Am I right on?
No, actually, you're not.
Damn.
I know, sorry. There's a little bit of that. I don't want to spoil too much because it kind of starts to come out in future episodes. But something happens that there is a connection between Roman and her. She understands this connection, but it might or might not get romantic. Yeah.
Interesting.
It could cause problems between him and Emery. That's what I'll say.
Love triangle, conspiracies begin.
Well, there's
I love
triangles
it.
everywhere. I mean, that's kind of what especially with the CW, it specializes in.
Oh, yes, you know all about those love
And triangles.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so we are going to talk about 90210.
Okay.
Your character, Liam, was bad boy, sexy bad boy, all the girls wanted.
Was he?
Yes.
Okay.
Please. And Roman seems really sweet and has a good heart and a good head on his shoulders. Not that Liam wasn't, but which character do you kind of identify with more?
Well, I think there's parts of me in Liam and parts of me in Roman. I mean, that kind of happens.
So bad boy fantasies are true. Yes.
I'm the bad boy, intellectual, nice guy. Yeah, I mean, I think any role that most actors take on, especially that I take on, there's a part of me in that character. So I'd have to sit here and think about which exact traits each one has. But yeah, I mean, Liam was kind of more acting on aggression and instinct in a way, and kind of didn't care what he said and what he sounded like or how he acted to other people. And Roman maybe is a little more intellectual in the way that he might try to use wit or dialogue to get out of a situation as opposed to his fists. But the way that they're similar is they're both good people and they both have good hearts, and I think they both want good things for the people around them. I also think they're both willing to sacrifice for people that they love and care about, and Roman especially. You'll see as the series goes on there's a lot of sacrifice to um, for Emery, and maybe that even means his own, not satisfying his own wants and needs, but he's willing to sacrifice for Emery because he loves her and cares about her.
All right. Well, I know this is a tough question, but beyond what you already know is going to be happening in the show, what would you really like to see happen with your character?
Well, just as a sci-fi fan, I love the whole like powers thing. So, I mean, we've got some. Some of them have already kind of been talked about, and you'll see some of them as the series goes on. But I don't know. I would like to see more powers, just because I want to.
Can you give us
I
any
want to be
hints?
cool like
What
that.
powers we're going to see?
Well, okay. So I mentioned the breathing through the skin thing. So that comes in handy in a lot of different ways. Maybe underwater.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have some mind manipulating powers that some of the Atrians have. We have like chemical things that they can do. I don't want to give too much away.
Okay, that's fine.
But
Now
there are fun, cool things to look forward to for sure.
Okay, so we're gonna see some cool
Yeah.
powers in the show.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women want to know if we're gonna see Roman shirtless in the show, right? Right, guys? Right? Yeah.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
No,
call up the producers.
it's the CW, so there
We
will
watch
be,
90210, so we know.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
joking. There will be shirtless moments for
Okay,
sure.
good.
I think episode 3, I'm already shirtless. So
Look, you just got like 30,000 more people to make sure they watch the shirtless moments.
It's along with me and my buddy Greg Finley, who plays Drake. I know he's got a lot of shirtless scenes too. So
Last question, we have to know, do you believe in aliens?
I don't know if I believe in aliens or not. Aside from the initial shock factor of aliens coming to Earth, I wouldn't be too surprised because there's so many millions of planets and vast areas of space out there that I guess it's not too shocking that maybe some other life form is out there. I don't know.
And I lied. That's not the last question. This
Okay.
is the last question.
All right.
If you had to imagine that planet...
Because that was a crappy answer?
No, that wasn't a crappy answer, just kind of crappy.
It's kind of crappy.
If you had to imagine the planet that the Atrians came from,
Yeah.
what does it look like?
Okay, so they get into this question a little bit, and hopefully we can explore that more, because I think there's so much to know about these people and where they come from and who they are and why they are the way they are and all this kind of stuff. There's so much to learn and discover that we get into a little bit of it during our season, but we only have 13 episodes, so hopefully we'll have more to find out. But they do talk a little bit about planet Atria and that it's mostly a water planet. So the Atrians actually kind of excel in water settings, which plays into episodes. Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I assume it's got a kind of a breathable atmosphere like Earth, but they haven't talked about it much. I don't know. I don't want to start putting words in people's mouths because that's something that the writers would kind of come up with and hash out themselves.
All right. Well, we can't wait. You guys, make sure you watch every Monday at 8 o'clock so we can make sure that we're seeing powers and aliens and a shirtless Matt. Thanks for tuning in, and keep checking back for more interviews on SheKnows.com.